Hello, Dolphin families. Welcome to another edition of Bedtime Stories with Mrs. Moudry. This week, our story has amazing illustrations. In fact, it won an award called a Caldecott Award that they hand out to artists for their illustrations in a book. But not only does it have amazing pictures, it also has a really interesting perspective. And what a perspective is point of view. So in class, sometimes we read a story and your teacher will ask you to think like a character, right? Like, how do you think the character felt, or why do you think the character felt? And that happens in this book as well. And perspective would be like, if we go on a roller coaster, I might think that the roller coaster was really scary, but you might think, oh my gosh, that roller coaster was awesome. And that's our perspectives. So this story follows a cat through visiting different characters, and the illustrator shows us how each character sees the cat. And the story is called, They All Saw a Cat. Let's take a look. They All Saw a Cat. Written and illustrated by Brendan Wenzel. The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. And the child saw a cat. This is how the child sees the cat. And the dog saw a cat. This is how the dog sees the cat. What kind of things do you notice here? I wonder why they made the illustrator made the bell extra large. Maybe it's loud and that's what the dog hears, because dogs have good hearing. And the fox saw a cat. Yes, they all saw the cat. It's true, right? All three of them have seen the cat, but for each one, the cat looked a little bit different. The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. And the fish saw a cat. How gigantic the eyes are. And the mouse saw a cat. And the bee saw a cat. Yes, they all saw the cat. The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. And the bird saw a cat. The bird seeing him from up above in the clouds. And the flea saw a cat. And the snake saw a cat. And the skunk saw a cat. And the worm saw a cat. At first I thought that the worm was underground, but I think this is a shadow as the cat's walking by. And the bat saw a cat. Yes, they all saw the cat. Yes, they all saw the cat. And then look here, the illustrator created the cat by taking little bits of each of the other pictures and how other characters saw them, or saw the cat. A child and a dog and a fox and a fish and a mouse and a bee and a bird and a flea and a snake and a skunk and a worm and a bat. The cat knew them all, and they all knew the cat. And the cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. Then it came to the water. And imagine what it saw. And that, Dolphin families, is They All Saw a Cat. Now, something that I really like about this book is that it illustrates that idea of perspective really well. Sometimes that's an idea that's hard to be able to imagine because you don't know what it's like to be in another character's shoes. But the illustrations in this book help the reader see, oh, that's the perspective. Like when you looked at the mouse looking at a cat, I saw lots of red and it looks scary. But then when you saw the boy's perspective of a cat, it just looks soft and smiley and cuddly. So perspectives are different for each and every person. And that's something that they remind us about in they all saw a cat. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week.